Pan-Africanism can be summed up in three basic principles. Number one, all African people constitute a single human family. Whether you're in Ethiopia, Nigeria, South Africa, whether you're in Australia, Jamaica, Brazil, whether you're in Texas, New York, Toronto, whether you're in Paris, UK, or Ireland, we are one people. No matter what our religion is, no matter what our nationality is, no matter what language we speak, whether your hair is nappy like mine or more fine like yours, we are still one family, and we should identify as African first. So it's not just enough to know you're African, you must prioritize your Africanity. So you're never a Christian who happens to be an African, you're an African who happens to be a Christian. You're never a Muslim who happens to be an African, you're an African who happens to be a Muslim. And why? God made you African. Your family made you Christians. People leave the church every day. People leave the masjid every day. People renounce their Australian citizenship every day. People renounce their American citizenship every day. You can never renounce being African. God made you black. Being black, being African is the most divine. It is the most sacred group membership you have, and we should prioritize it. That's principle one. Principle two, as Africa goes, so goes all African people. If we wonder why in Australia we suffer racism, in America we suffer racism, in the UK, where I was last week, we suffer racism, in Ireland, where I'll be in January, we suffer racism. Why? Because we have not built up Africa to be strong enough to look out for her scattered black children wherever we may be in the world. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, the greatest Pan-Africanist of all, he said that a strong man is strong everywhere. So as I travel the world, as someone who's been almost just about everywhere, wherever I find Chinese, they're being respected. They're in a position of power. Wherever I find South Asian Indians, they're being respected. They're in a position of power. Wherever I find Anglo-Saxons or European Jews, they're being respected. They're in a position of power. And wherever African people are, even in Africa, we are disrespected and seldom in positions of power. If we want to be strong, if we want to be respected, Africa has to be strong. Africa has to be respected. None of us can do better than the continent we come from. Take care of the mother, and the mother will take care of her children. Principle number three, self-determination. Everything that is to be done for African people must be done by African people. We build our organizations exclusively with black people. We fund our organizations exclusively with black money. We build our families exclusively with black women and black men. Everything must be all black everything. Self-determination. You don't see Jews begging Chinese to help them. You don't see Indians begging Arabs to help them. You don't see Anglo-Saxons begging Latinos to help them. And black people, African people, got to stop begging other people to help us do what we need to learn how to do for ourselves. Self-determination breeds self-respect.